Hi, I'm Press Gazette editor Dominic Ponsford. This week in my video blog I'm going to talk about coding, the Crystal Methodist, and why journalism in the so-called good old days of Fleet Street was actually, quotes, crap. So first off, we're often told how journalists should be able to code nowadays. Some people even saying that computer programming is more important for a fledgling reporter than shorthand. So it's interesting this week to see an example of coding put into practice, a really good one actually, using free online tool CodePen. A group of Trinity Mirror journalists created a fun online game based on all the excuses given by beleaguered Man United manager David Moyes. Now the David Moyes excuse generator is not journalism, really, but after generating more than 500,000 online hits in a single day, it's an easy win for the Manchester Evening News, and it will help support more proper stories. So that one fun little game probably generated more traffic in a single day than the rest of the content for the Liverpool Echo and the Manchester Evening News combined that day, and those were the two sites it was on. The tale of former Methodist minister and Co-op bank boss Paul Flowers was tabloid gold for the Mail on Sunday late last year. But in what appeared to be a case of shooting the messenger, Flowers appeared on Newsnight this week to denounce the Mail on Sunday as, quotes, a pseudo-fascist purveyor of fiction. So this was bizarre stuff and quite rich for a man who was caught on camera, allegedly, buying cocaine and crystal meth from a male escort. He also may have been taking drugs while he was head of the bank, which looked after £47 billion of customers' money. So listening to Flowers' tirade against the Mail on Sunday, I couldn't help but fear that journalism like this, which probes into the private lives of the famous and powerful, is the sort of thing which privacy campaigners like Hacked Off would perhaps like to see done away with. Finally, if like me, you sometimes tire of older colleagues who wax lyrical about the good old days of Fleet Street, you'll perhaps be amused by the words of former Daily Mail science editor Mike Hanlon. He was speaking at a debate on science journalism at City University this week when he said, quotes, "We shouldn't forget how terrible most journalism was 20 or 30 years ago. Most of the stuff they wrote in the good old days," he said, "was total rubbish." So I was intrigued by this and I asked him a little bit more about it. And Mike says he delves in old newspaper cuttings a lot. And in his opinion, the news stories were even more dependent on spoon feeding and cuts than they are today, and factoids became entrenched because no one bothered to check anything they read or were told. So there you go. You can read more about all these stories on pressgazette.co.uk.